The teams are making their way out onto the field now. We'll take this opportunity to look at the two opening batsmen, David.
These two batsmen are getting set to open the...
Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be talking to you guys about my brand new upcoming tournament, which is called the Pge 2015 T20 League. I am extremely excited to be hosting such a tournament because, as many of you guys know, I have never made my own major tournament before this one. So just a quick summary of what this tournament is going to be about. It's going to be an 8-team, 20 overs, round-robin league where the 4 top teams qualify to the semi-finals. The 8 teams do not exist yet. Since I'm going to have you guys create your own unique team following these 7 simple rules, and remember, you can only have one team. So let's begin. Rule number 1. You must pick a captain from this list of players. There are 14 captains here and 8 teams, so meaning all of these players will not be used. You must select one of these guys as your team captain. Rule number 2. You must pick a wicket keeper from this list of players. It is basically the same thing as the captain, where there are 13 players and 7 or 8 of them will be used. You are only allowed to have one of these players in your team as a wicket keeper, and you may have noticed Dhoni is not on this list because if you picked him as your captain, then he is also your wicket keeper, and that is one of the advantages of having a captain who is also a wicket keeper. Rule number 3. You cannot have more than 2 players from the same nationality in your team. This is a really important rule, so pay attention. One thing I was really aiming for in this tournament is that the teams will all be unique and diverse, meaning that there are different players from each nationality in one team. So for example, you can't have 3 Australians or 3 Indian players in your team. You can only have 2, which is the maximum. Rule number 4. You must have at least 2 players from the underdog teams, so 2 players who are from one of these 6 teams. You can most definitely have more than 2 from these teams, but you must have at least 2. That way these smaller players are not really being left out. Rule number 5. You cannot pick the same player who has already been picked. Now I know there is going to be a lot of trouble on this topic in the comment section. So by that I mean, if someone picks Virat Kohli for their team, then you cannot pick Virat Kohli for your team. Now we can't have 2 Virat Kohlis in this tournament. The same thing goes for captains and wicket keepers. So comment your key players before anyone else does. Rule number 6. You must have at least 1 spinner in your team. As simple as that. Leg spinner or finger spinner, just get one in there. Rule number 7. The last and final rule, you can only pick players who have played in this World Cup. After you have your 11 players written down or memorized, here is how you are going to comment them down below. First, start off with a team name, something unique. Then list your 11 players who are going to be playing, state the captain and the wicket keeper, and most importantly, next to each player's name, tell me in brackets the country they are playing from. Here is an example of how a comment should look like. So now, since we have all that wrapped up, here's the list of all players that are available to you. Just remember these 7 rules while picking your players. Have fun and good luck.